Okay, this is as I heard it. My father-in-law was a doctor, and I believe this is something we can all mull over. My father-in-law was a doctor, so naturally I got to know and talked with a few doctors throughout my life. Anyway, I'm not the type to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to the point. I came to realize that most of the medical community doesn't believe that curses or spells can affect people physically or mentally. The spiritual world is usually not considered, even when there are unexplained and life-threatening illnesses at stake. But, to my surprise, there was actually one doctor I talked with who didn't rule these things out entirely, especially when he had no explanation or physical evidence as to why someone was very sick with life-threatening illnesses. This one doctor had a couple patients who came from similar backgrounds with close relatives that practiced black magic. These patients didn't know each other and were not related. A parent of one of the patients kept voodoo dolls in the closet and had claimed Christianity for many years. As a side note, I've come to realize over the years that not everyone who says they're Christian are actually practicing Christianity behind closed doors. Both patients had life-threatening illnesses in spite of being completely healthy. He and other doctors ordered extensive tests, and they all came back fine. Needless to say, these physicians were extremely puzzled. Another side note: both patients were praying Christians. Most people I've talked with say that God is more powerful than the dark world. So, all we have to do is pray a prayer or two, and it will all go away. Really? What happens when you continue to pray daily, deny yourself, and take up your cross daily, and evil doesn't go away, but keeps attacking? If God is more powerful than all sins, and many people put all sins in the same category, why doesn't he stop all the other sins in the world after just a couple prayers, a prayer or two? For instance, like murder, rape, lies, cheating, anger, deception, greediness, and I could go on and on. Casting curses to make people's lives miserable falls into the sin category and can affect unfortunate victims for a lifetime in many horrible and unexplained ways. And yes, they can even be fatal. Sin is sin. Let's call a spade a spade. All sins start as temptations from the same source. It is said, and I'm paraphrasing here, our warfare is not against flesh and blood, but is spiritual, against the evil spirits in the dark world. But then, the medical community doesn't teach that. And that is how I heard it. Thanks for listening.